Okie dokie. We have the finals of the Legendary Lord tournament. SiPa versus Berrserk. Two players I definitely expected to see in the finals. Not on the Lords I expected. I mean, Rakarth is mostly what I didn't expect. Archaon's very good. Berserk's good with Warriors of Chaos, so makes sense. So, this is a best of one on Conquest, but I'm going to make the video probably about a half an hour long no matter what, because SiPa is in the winner's bracket right now. He is undefeated so far in the tournament, so if the Dark Elves win, it's over. He wins the Legendary Lord tournament. Rakarth is acknowledged as the best Lord in the entire game. GG, no re. But if the Warriors of Chaos win, then that knocks Rakarth down to the lower bracket, and they have to play again where none of them have any lives left. So it's either a best of one or a best of two. Let's see. For Rakarth and SiPa, we have the Canid Assassin, Web of Shadows with him. Rakarth on his Scourge Runner Chariot mount with Beast Lord's Gaze as his only actual ability. Two Cold One Chariots, not Scourge Runner Chariots. A Sorceress of Shadows with Melkoths, and then Dread Spears, Witch Elves, more Dread Spears as a front line, and a couple Cold One Knights, 4 of them. On the other side, for the Warriors of Chaos, we have Archaon the Everchosen with Searing Doom and the Armor of Morcar, a Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance, Forsaken and Marauders. Some of the Marauders have great weapons. And then we do have some Marauder Horse with throwing axes, and the Mutalith Vortex Beast Regiment of Renown, Aeson the Fallen, backed up by Hellstriders of Slaanesh deployed in the Vanguard. Alright. Dark Elves move up to easily take the point as soon as it unlocks. Archaon tries to get a little bit of damage on Rakarth, but it doesn't end up working out. He does just ride away with Beast Lord's Gaze on himself for damage resistance. And then a little bit of skirmishing between him and the Cold One Chariots. Archaon's taking a little bit of damage, though. Berserk is dodging pretty excellently. Now, with Archaon out of the way, the Chariots are just going to try and get some free damage on the enemy infantry. Scourge Runner Chariots. Ooh, Cold One Chariots. I forgot already. Cold One Chariots are better in melee than Scourge Runners, but even if these were Scourge Runners, Chariots are Chariots. Still easily plow through infantry and get some damage out, especially lightly armored infantry like Marauders. Forsaken might be a little tougher. The Hellstriders are coming in, looking like they might try and catch some of the Chariots, but it's not going to work out. Melkoth's going to slow them down and get a bit of damage out, which is doubly nice. And they'll just fall back behind their infantry lines as the Canid Assassin tries to distract. But Golden Knights charge into Forsaken. That is a very good time for the Forsaken, so SiPa's going to want to get out of here. You can see his Cold Knights are just getting blended up. They're pretty terrible at killing infantry in general, but especially not heavily armored, high weapon strength infantry like the Forsaken. Rough start here for the Dark Elves, honestly. Maelstrom changes out. It's going to spread to multiple units. Does it get those Cold One Knights? No. Ends up just going through one already almost dead Cold One Knight and a Dread Spear. Searing Doom down from Archaon on top of a Hellstrider charge while Marauders are already fighting, really trying to get these Dread Spears to rout before Murderous Prowess procs and gives them a bunch of extra leadership. Just get them running so that you can chase them down and get free kills without them fighting back, but it doesn't look like they'll rout in time. Murderous Prowess is going to go off very soon, so those Dread Spears will hold for now. Web of Shadows is out from the Canid Assassin, who's currently throwing his shurikens, it looks like at Aeson. So the Armor of Morcar is giving him 74 melee defense, so that Mutalith Vortex Beast is going nowhere fast. With Archaon and the Mutalith Vortex Beast fighting in this area, the Chariots are pretty doomed. Incredibly high weapon strength on single entity characters give Chariots a very hard time. And meanwhile, anything that's not a Chariot is getting drained down by the Mutalith Vortex Beast Constant Aura, which is pretty rough. Very nice Searing Doom as well from Archaon. This just seems to be going quite great for the Warriors of Chaos. The only thing that's going the Dark Elves' way is the frontline fight. The Witch Elves and the Dread Spears, with support of the Chariots, have dispatched a lot of the Forsaken and Marauders, leaving the Warriors of Chaos a little thin. We are relying a lot on skirmish cavalry and single entities to win this from this point. Hellstriders are also looking like a rather spent force. A lot of HP missing from those guys. Tear-outs coming in for some of the Cold One Knights. Still, Rakarth and the Cold One Chariots have a good amount of HP, a lot of ammunition left for them. I wonder how much damage they can do to the Mutalith Vortex Beast, because they could be a good source of taking that out. Archaon's a little low to the ground, so is the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle, so their shots are going to have a harder time hitting those guys, but the Mutalith Vortex Beast is nice and big. Archaon is currently bodying the Canid Assassin. Canid Assassin, really good melee attack. awful weapon strength, not very much armor piercing in that, so Archaon's 108 armor is going to save him from a lot of damage. Mutalith Vortex Beast is recharging its shields as we speak. It was chasing the Supreme Sorceress of Shadows for a little bit, then decided against it. Coming over here, trying to bail out the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle, just threaten those chariots and make them move on. Balance of power gets even better for the Warriors of Chaos, and I would tend to agree, because this is a Nurgle caster, something I haven't really been paying too much attention to, but he does have Fleshy Abundance, so Archaon could get a big fat heal soon. You really don't want to use that expensive heal on your sorcerer. You will if you have to, right? You'd rather heal him than lose him, but really don't want to spend those resources on him. That's not what they're for. They're for Archaon and the Mutalith Vortex Beast. Considering the spell loadouts that we have Fleshy Abundance left in the late game versus Melkoth's in the late game, I think this is going to come down to the Dark Elves just can't possibly kill all these single entities. As Archaon is down to about half HP, I kind of expect to see a Fleshy Abundance for him soon, because his healing cap isn't in sight. The Mutalith Vortex Beast, I've seen its barriers up for most of the game, so I don't know where these Fleshy Abundances have gone, if there have been any. The one saving grace for the Dark Elves is they control the point, and as infantry from all sides are getting obliterated, that is going to be very hard to change hands in the late game. There is the Fleshy Abundance we were waiting for. So the Dark Elves could try and stall this out and rely on capturing, though they would have to do something about the Marauder Horsemen. I said it's hard to capture things, but given enough time, I mean, sure, a half-health cavalry unit can do it. Rakarth and the Golden Chariots might be going to deal with that now. I think they see the only way they're going to win this game is if they really stall it out. Archaon and his other single entities could just sit on the point as, well, you know, sure. But SiPa's buying for time. There's no reason to give up the capture point for free if you don't have to. He was trying to threaten the Marauder Horsemen off, but it doesn't look like they're taking the bait, and he doesn't seem to want to use his ammo on them. They're high HP and low ammunition, meaning they're not much of a threat to his chariots in the end. So yeah, he doesn't want to use his precious ammo on them. They aren't that big of a problem, and he needs all of his ammo for the big guys, so it looks like he's just going to go with Melkoth's and give up the capture point. That's fine. Again, with Archaon and Mutalith Vortex Beast as healthy as they are, if the Warriors of Chaos really wanted it, they could just go stand on the point, and there's not too much Dark Elves could do to dissuade them. Beast Lord's Gaze is out to give Rakarth some damage resistance as Archaon plows into him. Marauder Horsemen get activated. It looks like they're just trying to hold Rakarth in place so that Archaon can get a couple good shots off, while the Mutalith Vortex Beast tries to finish off the Witch Elves to save the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle. We also have Marauder Horsemasters coming over here, probably to charge the Witch Elves and just push them further away, or to cycle charge Unbraced Dread Spears or something, just buying space. They really want to get that Nurgle caster back online. Archaon's dueling Rakarth isn't really afraid of that guy. Scourge Chariot ammunition is most of the problem. In melee, Archaon's not scared of him at all. 36-25 with non-armor piercing weapon strength. Archaon will be okay. Bounce power gets worse and worse for the forces of the Dark Elves, and like I said, they don't have the capture point right now, and we're waiting on another Fleshy Abundance for Archaon. I'm pretty sure Berserk's not going to use it on his caster, even though his caster's really low. He knows that this game is close to over, and all he has to do is keep Archaon alive, so even if you know your caster's going to die for it, just throw out a Fleshy Abundance onto Archaon, it's fine. It's fine, because after he casts his next Fleshy Abundance, he's really not going to get another one, so his usefulness in the game is already at an end. So whether he is a full health useless guy or he's dead, doesn't matter. He's useless, so heal Archie. Don't know what his Winds of Magic situation is. Oh, no way he has an Overcast. Be funny if it killed him, too. Nope, didn't kill him. That's huge. I mean, the game was already looking over, but Fleshy Abundance Overcast onto Archaon and the Mutalith Vortex Beast and the caster? Brutal. Dark Elves continuing to kite. They are rallying the last of their forces to try and take the point, but yeah. The heal itself just triggered army losses. That's funny, and I don't disagree. So Berserk is going to take us to game 2 / the finals. The finals. First time SiPa's been defeated all tournament, and it is in the finals. Cold One Chariots did all right. Rakarth did all right. A lot of damage value spread throughout the Dark Elf roster, but really the Cold One Knights got destroyed, which is pretty bad. Archaon got a lot of value. Healing Caster didn't, but his healing is good. Hellstriders also struggled a little bit. Skirmish Cav did fine, and Aesion actually got a good amount of damage out as well. There's no reason to keep you in suspense because you now know that this is here. And they were labeled as 1, 2, and 3 because the second game had some issues and they redid it. And if you care, whoever won the second game also won the third game, so it didn't change the result of the tournament. Now this is the final game. This is the death match. Once again, Rakarth was in the upper bracket, so his loss just got rid of his extra life, but now both players are in quote-unquote the lower bracket, meaning there is no more extra lives to give. For the armies, the only thing that had to stay the same in this tournament is your legendary lord. You can change mounts and stuff, obviously. Rakarth is clearly on a dragon instead of a scourger and chariot, but the players could change up the rest of the builds as they saw fit. So for that, we have Dark Riders and Cold One Knights, Dread Spears, and this time Black Orc Corsair Handbows. Plus, I guess he didn't have Dark Riders the other time either. Then we have the Siren of Red Ruin, Bloodrack Medusa ROR, a Deathcaster with Spirit Leech instead, and Rakarth on his dragon. So a lot more anti-large dueling prowess out of the Siren and Rakarth, and then single entity targeting with Spirit Leech. So really wants to avoid the Hero Hammer that got him last time, the Mutal Vortex Beast and Archaon. Very scary. This time, however, Archaon has switched it up, a much wider army. Still Hellstriders, though 4 of them instead of 3. Still Skirmish Cav, 4 of those instead of, I think he had 2 last time, 2 or 3. Frontline Forsaken and Marauders still, but no Mutal Vortex Beast is where those extra funds are coming from. It's just Archaon with Searing Doom, and then a Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle with Fleshy Abundance and Rancid Visitations. Bloodrack Medusa firing in on the Marauders, getting some free damage value out. I do wonder what happened in game 2. I didn't really watch it because I'm a little short on time right now. I just looked at the one thing the players were talking about, why they replayed the game, and I'm like, yeah, fair. You can replay that. It's fine. But yeah, I didn't really like pay attention to the meta or what the players were adjusting for. So Hellstriders charge in, they get half HP off a Dark Rider, but they take as much damage in return, so honestly that's a pretty good trade for the Dark Elves. They would trade a Dark Rider for a Hellstrider every day. And this is interesting. Rakarth is going deep considering he has no healing. He does not have Soul Stealer, obviously, because he's not a caster, so being in front of those Skirmish Cav is a little risky, especially to try and take a fight with Archaon. Archaon's no slouch, so that's crazy. I guess he didn't bring Slayer of Kings. Archaon without Slayer of Kings is just a solid duelist instead of one of the best in the entire game. Hellstriders do get caught by Cold One Knights while they were chasing off Dark Riders. That is interesting that Cold One Knights could catch Hellstriders since they have 100 speed, but it seems like Berserk's micro is elsewhere as he is getting a good flank with Hellstriders onto the Bloodrack Medusa, but he is going to lose some on the high ground for his efforts. Bloodrack Medusa taking a ton of damage against the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle and the Hellstriders, but then Rakarth lands in on top of Archaon with a Spirit Leech follow-up. Looks like Warriors of Chaos just going to back off. Warriors of Chaos not overcommitting to anything just yet. As Archaon maybe does stay behind, just as I say that. Loses about 1/3 of his HP to Rakarth, and he's going to get a quick Fleshy Abundance in response. He charges right back into the Siren of Red Ruin. Skirmish Cav are here. They're throwing at the Foot Caster with throwing axes. I can't imagine many of those are going to hit, but he'll probably switch targets soon. Meanwhile, in the distance, Hellstrider's still getting caught by those Cold One Knights, still taking a lot of damage, but this Warriors of Chaos roster is so spread out that Berserk can't possibly be microing everything at the same time. So those guys are getting caught, but there are Skirmish Cav firing in on the Cold One Knights, so at least he's making it a deadly trade for the Dark Elves to take his Hellstrider. Still, the Siren Red Ruin is under attack by the Chaos Sorcerer Nurgle and a Cycle Charging Archaon. Another Spirit Leech onto Archie, and the Dragon lands on him, though it misses a couple attacks, and Archaon is going to get away. Once again, similar to the Cold Knight situation, Archaon's just trying to dodge and be tanky as he can while the Skirmish Cav get extra damage in, but this time SiPa has Black Orc Corsair Handbows counterfiring the Skirmish Cav, so Skirmish Cav have other things going on. Dark Riders rear charge Marauder Horsemen. The Marauder Horsemen might win that against the Dark Riders, but not when Murderous Prowess is going to proc soon. Getting charged by a dedicated melee Cav while you're a hybrid ranged one, and then they get the Dark Elf buff, you're not going to win that. Archaon again is in deep. Whale of Malice was out, but that doesn't do that much damage to single entities, I don't think. I don't know. SiPa would definitely know better than me, though, so I guess it's something. Might have to look into if that's good versus single entities. The Siren Red Ruin, getting low on HP, but continuing to fire. Berserk Skirmish Cavalry also getting low on HP, but continuing to fire. Archaon's healing cap has appeared as another Spear Leech hits him, and again he charges into the Siren Red Rune, who does countercharge. Beast Lord's Gaze giving her leadership and damage resistance. That's very nice, but Archaon's getting some slaps in. She's down to about 1,000 HP. In comes the Dragon Lord again. Archaon has to run away, but a beautiful Searing Doom in the background as the Skirmish Cav hold the Coldo Knights in place. That takes out maybe half their HP in one cast. Very good cast from the Warriors of Chaos. Balance power shifts into the favor of the Dark Elves, though, as I see a lot of white banners coming up for the Warriors of Chaos at this moment. For the Dark Elves, where is a lot of their HP? They have two very healthy Blackheart Corsairs. They do have a healthy caster and a healthy Dragon Lord Rikarth, as Archaon takes another rear charge from Rikarth, but he gets a Fleshy Abundance that should help out the balance of power a lot for the Warriors of Chaos. So the Warriors of Chaos winning the infantry fight overall. They still have more cavalry left overall and all that skirmish cav and wounded Hellstriders running around. The Dark Elves have stronger single entities left. It's the reverse of the first game we watched, where the Mutal Vortex Beast and Archaon were super healthy getting into the late game. Now it is Rikarth on his dragon. As I say that, though, Archaon does make this less of a single entity battle, taking out the Bloodrack Medusa and charging immediately into Rikarth to get some good poke. And again, as we mentioned before, Rikarth does not have any healing, so all of this sticks while Archaon keeps getting Fleshy Abundances. Now, he is pretty close to his healing cap, but he still could get another, like, 1,500. No, just 1,000. Just another 1,000 HP from an Undercast of Fleshy Abundance if they feel like it. Meanwhile, the Sorceress for the Dark Elves is getting slapped around by Archaon and the Nurgle-caster just as Rikarth throws in a Breath Attack for a little bit of support. Doesn't do that much damage. There are no more constant Spirit Leeches. The Dark Elves still up on the balance of power, but this is getting a little risky. A lot of their hopes are riding on Rikarth, because there's a healthy Forsaken left that can easily blend through the Blackheart Corsairs once they're out of ammunition in the late game, so that's really not a problem. The problem is just Rikarth. Rikarth takes a fight with Archaon. Beast Lord's Gaze out again for that damage resistance. A little extra leadership, but he wasn't close to routing anyway, so it is mostly about the damage resistance as the Forsaken try and help out. Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle is very low, and it looks like Rikarth is coming for him. Horses are quicker than dragons on the ground, unless he gets a charge attack or something. But that Sorcerer is really slowing down. Terror takes away the Skirmish Cavalry. Rikarth takes out the Nurgle-caster. It does not look like we're getting any more heals. Hellstriders and Marauder Horsemasters plus Archaon surrounding the Blackheart Corsair Handbows, the ones that have the most ammunition left, I believe. Really trying to terror out those guys, but Archaon does cause terror, actually. I'm just kind of surprised they're not terror routing. Maybe it already happened. Quick Searing Doom out onto a full health, but no ammunition Blackheart Corsair, while a Breath Attack counters against those Forsaken. Good Searing Doom, nice poke that we needed this late in the game. The Nurgle-caster is back. I wonder if he throws a Fleshy Abundance onto these Marauder Horsemasters or the Forsaken. I'm not saying that's the right decision. I'm just curious if he does have someone support Archaon in the late game, because I'm wondering if 1,000 HP on Archaon is more worth it, or like a full value heal onto something with more of a HP heal cap. Blackheart Corsair Handbows proving very, very strong in the leadership department. Finally rout. Archaon takes Rikarth on a bit of a merry chase. Is juking around him expertly. And then even throws out a Searing Doom to try and predict some of these Blackheart Corsairs. Gets a little bit of damage on them. Jukes Rikarth again, running this man around in circles. As the Skirmish Cav could come over, another Spirit Leech is down. The Archaon looks like he wanted to charge her and take her out, but it's not going to happen as he jukes around Rikarth again, sends it back up in the sky. Skirmish Cav still trying to find an angle, find a way to get in here. Archaon is masterfully staying away from Rikarth. I am shocked how close proximity they've been, and yet he just can't get caught. There he gets hit in the back once, but then Rikarth dives right past him. Berserk's micro on point to keep dodging this, so the bounce power just keeps getting worse and worse. Again, dodges while throwing out a Searing Doom on a giant clump of Dark Elf units. But these Skirmish Cav have got to get a lot of damage out onto Rikarth or something. Someone's got to help Archaon as he's just 1v1ing the Dragon Lord that has so much more HP than him, but his jukes are so masterful as he just runs around in circles. And the Searing Doom was beautiful, but at some point Archaon's going to get hit and this is going to end, right? Spirit Lich caster is taken out by the Chaos Sorcerer of Nurgle, but the Nurgle caster is also taken out by those Bleak Swords. And still, Archaon is juking. He's juked like 8 or 9 attacks from Rikarth in a row. He just keeps forcing Rikarth to do that charge animation that's pretty easy to dodge, apparently, considering how easily he's juking him. But oh no, his I don't want to say his luck, because like he is definitely not lucky here. He was just playing very well, but Archaon's luck might have run out as Rakarth finally slows down, actually makes contact with him for a little bit, but then backs off. Skirmish Cav used to keep Rakarth in place. Archaon dodges another charge attack, but where is the damage left? Everybody is dead except for Archaon here. All these guys are so close to routing and leaving, and Archaon has to kill half health Blackguard Corsair, Handbow, a little bit of a Dread Spear, and of course you have to deal 4,000 HP on Rakarth with your 1,000 just for you. Dark Elves move to capture the point. Timer is ticking up for the Warriors of Chaos right now as Archaon backs off. Backs off to where as the Dark Elves rally some Corsair Handbows with a little bit of ammunition left. Other Dread Spears are coming in. And yeah, at that point, Berserk's going to throw in the towel. Did start an overcasted Searing Doom, but probably just decided, nah, you can't fight Rakarth anyway. So the finals did go 1-1, but SiPa, after falling to the lower bracket, clutched up, won it out. Wow, Black Corsair Handbow value was insane. Rakarth also did very well. Spirit Leech Caster got a lot of value as well. GG's. Berserk made a great run. And a really good finals between these two. But Rakarth is apparently the best Legendary Lord in the entire game. Nice. To anybody who played in this event, I know it got delayed. I know we wanted to cast every game and then I got sick. That is very unfortunate. It sucks, but I do appreciate everybody still playing their games. Thanks so much to SiPa and Berserk for sticking through it and getting to the finals. I'm hoping next time I do something like this, it'll be a little more organized, and of course my life won't have drama. But yeah, so SiPa wins. The prizes were a Tides of Torment DLC key, which I will get for him, and then we will get some Rakarth art from our custom artist soon. So take a look out for that on the Discord channel. And if you see SiPa, tell him congratulations for being a big winner, man. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.